Welcome again, folks. Good to see you all here tonight. I'll start like this. I do have it, a new fragment. The story behind this one, how I came to possess it, and so on. It's a good story. But tonight, let's forgo the story time aspect of this one. And because it's getting a bit late, given some things I have to do early in the morning, let's just get on with it. Okay, the fragment. The headline reads like this: Another Bit on Time. And the body reads as follows: Time, time, time. Everybody got something to say about time. Time is straight, because it's an arrow. Time is cyclical, like circle. Time is this way. Time is that way. Or time doesn't even exist. Time an illusion. The time this. The time that. It just goes on and on and on. Can't even shoot a possum out of a tree with somebody saying something about time. And me, shooting possums out of the tree. It's a good time. So you fair-minded folks who love to talk about time, it's almost as if the topic of time is a starter topic for every and any new podcaster that decides he wants to do a podcast. First topic, time. With some dorky dude from Arkansas, tape on his glasses, mouth breather, and you get the idea. But they never say anything that is actually interesting. Nothing? Amusing, yes, but not actually interesting. And then one day, the time gurus go away. Whatever it was, they don't do internet shows, movie theater, and so on. I mean, what happens? You. Nothing. Nothing about that podcast with the host and that distinguished guest. Nothing remains. Nothing was ever there in first place. Finally, you find yourself sitting on the couch, drinking beers, watching the football, going bed separate from your wife, wondering when things are going to get better. Well, here, maybe this will help, maybe not. At any rate, listen. On the other hand, as all of everything moves through time, time also moves through all of everything. On the one hand, you move through time. On the other hand, time moves through you. The math is easy. That is 2 movings. 2 movings is done with only 1 time. So, chew on that for a while. You never know. You might see something there. You might see something in your own head. And you begin to see what's really going on with this crazy thing called time. And then you can say interesting, for once. And that is it. The fragment, headline. Another bit on time, and body was just read to in its entirety. Now let's get to it. Brothers, sisters, travelers, friends, if I may, before we begin, I ask you to hold your breath, not long, not dangerously, just for a moment, and feel it. That brief suspension, that thin hush where you are not exhaling, not yet inhaling again. Feel how quickly the world arrives, the hum of light bulbs, the creak of your own bones, the tiny rhythmic percussion of your heart. That little space, right there, is time. Not the clock, not the calendar, but that trembling edge where you are aware of yourself happening. Time. Time? Time. Maybe this will help. Maybe not. But we're going to carry it forward, as if it will. Because what else can we do but press forward with some measure of faith, some flicker of willingness to follow a trail of questions wherever it dares to go? The fragment begins with a confession, a flick of the hand as if time were a marble turning in the fingers. On the one hand, it says, yes, you, me, we, all move through time. Yes, that's how it feels. The hours stack like firewood behind us. We go to sleep one night with black hair and wake up one morning with gray. Our children turn into parents, our parents into names we visit on stones. We are given the sacred illusion of forward motion. It feels real because we feel it happening to us. But the fragment, this curious piece of poetic provocation, won't let us stop there. It says, on the other hand, time moves through all. And now we are somewhere else entirely. Now the motion is not you walking through the hallway of time. Now the motion is the hallway walking through you. Let us begin there. 1. The great reversal. We tend to think of time as a path, and ourselves as the walker, the hiker on the ridgeline, the swimmer in the stream. But suppose, just suppose, it is the opposite. What if we are the stillness? What if we are the stones embedded in the earth, and time is the flood? We speak of having time, or losing time, or spending time, as if it were a coin, a possession. But what if time is not ours at all? What if we belong to it? What if time is the weaver, and we are what it weaves through? Time moves through all. This is not just poetic whim. This is a reordering of the cosmological map. This means that time is the active agent, and we are its conduit. When I was a young man, I once sat at the bedside of an old woman who was dying. I was sent not to comfort her, but to learn. She had a silver tooth and hands that had pulled many children from many wombs. She was a midwife for 60 years. I asked her what she thought time was. She said, "Time is the river, child, and I'm the net. Every now and again it leaves something in me." I asked her what kind of things. She said, "Pain, joy, memories, songs, regret. Names I never asked for, but that came to me just the same. And some things I don't know the words for." I asked her if she was afraid of dying. She smiled and said, "No, baby, I ain't the river. I'm just what the river's been running through." That's what it means for time to move through you. 2. The shape of time. We've tried to trap time in rectangles, calendars, charts, clocks. We've tried to flatten it into something we can rule over, minutes, hours, schedules. But time is not a shape that fits well into human hands. We say all moves through time, but we must ask, in what shape? In the ocean, a wave does not actually move water forward. It moves energy through it. The water rises, falls, and returns. It swells and breaks, but the particles themselves circle back. Are we sure we are traveling forward? Or is something simply passing through us, again and again, making us rise and fall like the waves? Maybe it's time itself that is circular, elliptical, spiraling, not linear. And maybe it is we who rise and fall in place, thinking we are moving forward when, in truth, we are being moved through. 3. The one time. Now the fragment gives us a final twist. Two moving, all done with only one time. Let us pause and reflect. Two movements. 1. We move through time, and 2. Time moves through us, and yet only one time. This is the mystery of simultaneity. You see, time is not two things. It is one thing observed from two angles. You can see the wave pass by your boat, or feel the boat rise beneath you. Either way, it's the same wave. One time, two movements. So it is with life. You experience doing, aging, becoming. That's the sense of you moving through time. But you also experience time moving through you. Memories arriving uninvited. Years pouring over your shoulders. The strange ache of nostalgia before a moment is even gone. Both are true. But don't make the mistake of believing that just because you feel both, that time is split in two. There is only one time, and you are in it, and it is in you. 4. The consequences of belief. Now, why does this matter? Because how you see time shapes how you live. If you believe time is only a road, you will keep walking. You'll chase moments, grasp after milestones, run from regret like it's a ghost on your heels. But if you see time as something moving through you, you begin to receive it differently. You stop chasing. You start listening. You begin to ask different questions. What is this moment doing to me? What is it trying to deposit? What does it want me to carry forward? You become less concerned with what's next and more attuned to what's here. Time becomes less a thing you burn and more a thing you bear. The elders I have known who were happiest in their age were not those who fought time, but those who surrendered to being shaped by it. They walked slowly because they were heavy with memory, not tired. And they spoke carefully because they had seen what words could do when carried too fast. They understood. Time is not a race, it is a current. It flows through the channels of our days, and if we let it, it will carve us into something worthy of being remembered. Foucault. 5. The risk of resistance. Now let us speak of danger, because there is a danger in misunderstanding time. You can begin to believe that you are the master of it, that it bends to you, that your pace, your schedule, your plan will somehow outrun the fundamental truth. You will not conquer time. No matter how early you rise, how many alerts you set, how many regrets you try to undo, time moves. And not only that, it moves through you. You can resist it, yes. You can tighten and clench and try to block the river. But then what? Then time still moves, but it doesn't leave you wiser. It leaves you bruised. To block time is to become rigid, and whatever is rigid breaks. You must remain permeable, flexible, porous. That is the only way time can flow through you clean. 6. The gift you can carry home. You asked me to teach something good tonight, something true, something you could carry home. So let me say it this way. You are not the owner of time. You are its sanctuary, its instrument, its vessel. It does not ask you to master it. It asks you to hold it well, to notice when it enters, to bless what it brings, to release what it removes, and to give thanks when it has passed. That is the great skill of living. Not speed, not dominance, but reverence, to become someone through whom time flows freely and leaves behind no bitterness, only grace. 7: Final considerations. And now, one last thought. There is a whisper hidden in the fragment, at the very end. So chew on that. See if you never know. That is not a command. That is an invitation. To chew is to savor, to let something break open slowly. To see if... Now that's not certainty. That's openness. And you never know. That's the truth. You never do. Time may reveal something tomorrow that you could not bear to see today. So chew slowly. Let it break open. Let the river move through you. And when you leave here tonight, do not try to hold time in your fist. Instead, open your hand and let time pass through your fingers like water from a sacred spring. If you hold it too tightly, it escapes. But if you let it move through you freely, then something beautiful, something alive will remain. A shimmer, a truth, a song only time could teach. That's what I've got for you tonight, my friends. Not a map, but a current. Not a promise, but a pattern. not control, but communion. Time moves through all, let it move through you gently. And you will find, perhaps, that the thing you feared to lose, your days, your strength, your youth, was never lost at all, only transformed, and carried onward, just like you.